360 jump. What's up, man? It's your boy C-Stan. We out here.
Hey, good looking, Craig. Good looking, man.
We on the thing, man. You want me to sing a song?
Sing a song, man. From the dunk contest champ. The true champ.
Yeah,
This is a vlog,
This
man.
vlog right here?
Yeah.
We have a vlog. What's up, everyone, man? You know, I'm with my boy EG. You know, Aaron Gordon basketball, baby. You know what it is.
This is Aaron Gordon TV, not Aaron Gordon basketball.
Same thing. You know, you the whole brand.
Is this EG10?
Nah, this is Aaron Gordon TV. Hey, they don't even know my whole, you know, they didn't know I got different identities, man.
Is little EG TV?
Come on now, you see the Adidas fit. You see the Adidas. You see the
Come on
Adidas.
now.
Get the
So needless to say, they would have to sell because they were not making money. 1945, an African-American couple purchases the hotel and changed the name. They named it the Lorraine Motel. All right, so just step all the way into the exhibit for me, everyone. Just make sure you step all the way into the exhibit for me. Yep, so everyone just step all the way into the exhibit for me. When you step in, just make sure you step all the way into the exhibit for me. The words across, it tells you exactly where people were taken from and where they were transported to. It is extremely important that we not be simply the same place. Why would they do this? Because if they can detach you from your culture and from your ethnicity, then you would have and the case that proved this is called Plessy versus Ferguson. So there was basically a man who got on the train. Taking huge slices of watermelon and putting his mouth in it and eating it in like a joking manner. He would do all these things to Russ Fusion in Mississippi. You see Jackson State University also in Mississippi. You see Bethune-Cookman in Florida. You see all of these different institutions begin to pop up to combat what they think is a human's right.
Let's see how this works.
But don't you do that. As long as you live, don't you put your hands on it. A lot of people that worked and had jobs.
That's crazy. This is real too, right?
It was terrible at one time. So I just know that
Wow.
every black man done that to white.
The 14th Amendment.
And this one I'll let watch the video a little bit first, and then I'll chime in.
What's up,
Each
Cameron?
case called for the desegregation of primary and secondary schools.
Know that. Hey.
They would win some cases and they would lose some cases, but they finally built up enough traction to start a mass case. Brown v. Board of Topeka, Kansas is not just one case, it's a culmination of 5 separate. I'm sorry, I actually have a coworker here by the name of Steven who is a part of Memphis integration. So it's not that long ago. You see people every day, you think, hey, this was a very long time ago because of aesthetics. You will see the black and white pictures. You would never see things in color. You would see things that would distort your mind to make you believe that these things were happening long ago.
You know we don't got trains and buses in the country like
In 1955, if you had not moved by this point, you would be arrested.
They wanted us back here.
That smell like
Rosa Parks. And so we must also change the narrative. We must also change the narrative on Miss Rosa Parks.
Please move back. If you can sit there and
I'm trying to get YouTube. Give me a little question.
Why are you looking like that now? You say you want questions every
Man,
day.
it's my first time here. I'm enjoying my time here, man. You know, sightseeing and stuff. Support and learn about your history, man. I advise everybody to
So a
go
little
out.
background information on Memphis. His father was a Baptist preacher.
Diane Nash
who
right here.
subscribed
She's very
to
important.
the deep. Right.
Who is she?
Diane Nash, she was transferred to Nashville Fisk University. She was like a big speaker.
That he was assassinated by the Ku Klux Klan. As a result of his death, his wife actually ended up being committed into a mental asylum, which would leave their kids, including Malcolm X, with no parents. One is dead, and one is permanently committed to a mental asylum. So he would actually, the bus run part of Montgomery is actually an original bus from the original fleet. This bus here is a replica bus.
Yeah, maybe.
Mention all of the tactics that were used to be successful inside of Montgomery. These are the links that people will go through to make sure that the movement will keep going without any hiccups. This man literally offered his entire life just to. At this time, only 5% of registered voters are registered in Mississippi. Now, it's 100% that can register. Only 5 of that percent is what was registered. There was no formal education and plan in Mississippi. There was man, Mr. Schwerner, would be murdered. This man, Mr. Cheney, would be beaten. He would be lynched. He would be dragged through the street. And if he wasn't dead by then they would ensure that he was dead by murdering him. All of these men would be tossed into the bank of a small river in Mississippi. To get black people acclimated to voting, right? They use the assistance directly of the worst voting place in the United States this time. This period is very important for 2 reasons. They saw the power to the people. Associate of the SELC, one of their secretaries, Ms. Dorothy Cotton, but she actually left the day of the assassination. The recreation of how the role was at that time. The bed on the left belonged to Reverend Ralph Abernathy, who succeeded him as the president of the SELC. Jesse Jackson and Ben Branch, whose saxophone that is, who just passed coming in. So Jesse Jackson was the youngest at this time, so they just thought he was so wild because he wore turtlenecks and bell-bottom jeans, and they thought he was like, you know, the hippie of the group. So they were going to a formal dinner with Reverend Billy Kyles, so Dr. King yells down and tells Jesse Jackson to come up and put on the tie.
A guy, JQ.